Preet feeds Josh Daicos against the boundary line. Hawthorn by a point as Daicos drives it to left half forward, unmarked. But the ball's loose. McCreary swings at Collingwood. It's not going to have the journey. It's marked last line of defence by Amon. We have played 33 minutes in this breathless final quarter. Hawthorn leading 92-91. It's with D'Ambrosio. And then a little chipper. It's marked at left half back. The Hawks just trying to soak up as much of the clock as they possibly can. It's marked by Battle, who dumps it up the wing, and it's intercepted by Frampton for Collingwood.
So Frampton kicks inboard. They've got to go the Pies. Crisp, a high ball inside 50. Pack flies, no one able to mark. Weston's there, knocked it on. Can they get a goal? No, and Port behind.
Oh, no.
It is a behind. It is all square at the MCG.
History is upon us.
92 apiece. It is 92 apiece. Nothing separates them. Hawks bring it back in.
Last roll of the dice. Impey's kick out to right half back finds Morrison, who goes inbound to Newcomb. 1 minute remaining at the G. It's been a classic. They just can't help themselves, these two. It's kicked now to Morrison at centre wing. Hand pass to me. His hand pass is a horror. It goes out of bounds. Last two. Free kick goes the way of the Pies. What a time to do it. It's kicked into Allen. Allen's going to thump it long to centre half forward. Hardwick takes the intercept.
Shocking
Last
kick.
roll of the dice for the Hawks. It is all square, 92 apiece. D'Ambrosio to left half forward. Mark taken by Gunston. Gunston still 75 from home. Lead on. Dylan Moore marks.
Oh, you're kidding.
Dylan Moore again has the footy in his hands. They say history doesn't repeat. But Dylan Moore will have the final kick of the game. Any score will win it for Hawthorn.
Time's a flat line, isn't it?
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Dylan Moore from 49 metres out against the boundary line. On its way, on the siren. It's no score. It's a draw at the MCG. No score. It is a draw. Hawthorn 13-14-92. Collingwood 13-14-92. One season, two teams, two draws. What a bloody awesome game Aussie Rules is. We believe no two teams.
We think it maybe might have.
And the fact that it's Shorey's research puts a little asterisk next to it. But we will check. But we believe that no two teams, and the likelihood of it, no two teams have played out a draw twice in the one season. Interesting reaction from two coaches. A somewhat stunned Sam Mitchell in the coach's box watching on. Craig McRae on the ground, building up his team, clapping, a fist in the air. Two very different reactions from two senior coaches, and no doubt Craig McRae knows exactly what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I don't know whether Craig McRae was going to the whole crowd saying give them all a clap because it was such a great... I'm not sure. Anyway, he'll tell us what he meant, but... Oh, gee whiz. As I said, last week I thought I had seen one of the greatest games of all time, Freo versus Melbourne. We come here tonight, and to have a second draw in a year, it is... There you go, Nick. How's that, mate? Hey?
He's speechless.
Yeah.
We just thought, well, we said it was going to be finals like footy.
Yeah.
What it does is it really brings Collingwood and Hawthorn back to the pack as well.
Yeah,
because all of a sudden that draw goes out the window, because now they get another 2 points each. As it sits at the moment, Hawthorn inside the top four on percentage ahead of Melbourne, and Collingwood still sitting outside the top six. Collingwood unlikely now to finish inside the top six, even with a win over Brisbane next week because of percentage. And the draw might just do enough for Hawthorn in terms of their top four aspirations. They're 7 percentage points ahead of Melbourne in fifth, also on 60 premiership points. But that was just a great game of football. And to think that back in round 8, it was at 93 all. Tonight, it is 92 all. You can't... So since 2020, they've had 4 wins apiece.
Yeah.
Two draws. One
there.
draw 92, the other draw 93.
How big would it have been if it was 93 apiece?
My goodness.
Well done.
Incredible.
Well done.
Nick, take us through some of the stats, how you see it, all with thanks to Lamar Roses. Both teams, I think, somewhat bewildered by what has happened over the last 2.5 hours, trudge off the MCG.
Yeah, I think it pretty much evened itself out towards the end there. I think Collingwood had ascendancy. As soon as Bo McCreary, I think, went into that stoppage, that midfield group, they seemed to be able to win clearance, and he was pivotal. I think he won the first three in that final term there and really started to build on that momentum. I think that was the main driver of their comeback there.
Yeah, it was a good shift, wasn't it? And we know he can do it because he's a beast at the contest. And we're seeing James Sicily being chaired off the ground too for the Hawks there. And gee, they'll look to that undisciplined act from the captain there that gave him a goal when it probably, it wasn't a certain goal. He's probably 30 metres out, but there was a lot of other things too within the game.
There was another instance, I think you had the call at the time,
the
Jules,
umpire,
when the out-of-zone umpire, some 70 metres off the ball, made the adjudication of too high because the initial call was, I think it was a ball up, and all of a sudden the decision had changed.
It's going to be examined and analysed within an inch of its life now because, as you said, what it brings back to the pack, Hawthorn and Collingwood, it means percentage is now a factor for both of those sides. And I can confirm we have fact-checked Shory's stat, and it is correct. It's the first time.
Any doubt?
Forget champion data. It's Tony Shaw's stats here on 3AW.
Thank you very much.
The first time ever that two teams have drawn twice in the same VFL AFL season.
Incredible.
Well, see, I was there at the start of the VFL season.
Because we have an eyewitness account.
Back in 1897. It is quite incredible. And if it sounds like we're stunned, bewildered, lost for words, it's because we are. Because you call and you watch a game like that for 2.5 hours, riding every kick, every bump, and you come away with a draw. Inevitably, it'll again raise the discussion of do you play extra time for Collingwood, but I think it's fair to say, given the momentum swings we saw tonight, both teams can feel like maybe they stole 2 points, maybe they lost 2 points. It wasn't like one team came from behind of 50 points and took the win. It was on a very even keel, momentum swings for both sides.
I think Nick said that about the swings in the game. Was unbelievable.
Huge momentum swings. And like you said, usually when you have a draw, I think you've got one team that's silently celebrating a little bit and one that's quite disappointed. But I think tonight we saw it. I mean, obviously it probably meant a little bit more for Hawthorn. They probably needed that win more than maybe Collingwood did. So you saw Sam Mitchell quite devastated in the box there. And whether or not they potentially could have just got that over the line there in that last kick from Dylan Moore. But anyway, it's a draw, and they'll come away from that. I think that they'll be happy that they tidied up quite a few poor things from the week before with Brisbane, and we know that they've had a little bit of a poor run with North the week before, so they've started to get back to playing better footy, but is it enough for that top four spot?
Statistically, though, there's a couple of things that stand out with Collingwood. They had 60 inside 50s to 47, so they've kept Hawthorn to 47, which is fairly low for a very good side like that. The tackle count, 92 tackles to 55, and I reckon that is the one thing. I keep saying that Collingwood win games when they have 75 to 80 tackles. They normally win games. Well, they didn't. They drew this one. But that is a massive thing, and it probably kept Collingwood in the game even when the crunch came, because I think Hawthorn are a bit more polished than Collingwood in a lot of areas. So there are a couple of the stats that stand out. Clearances, Collingwood won. Contested possessions, they won. So it was just one of those great games, like we said, about, teams just taking their time, their chance when they came, and they had it for 7 minutes and a roll the other way. It was incredible.
But plenty to celebrate, I think, from both teams. Like, you got the Max Beattie goal. Like, he's going to remember that one forever. And then you've just got at the other end, Rowan Steele, absolutely clutch goal for the Pies there. So, plenty to celebrate.
I'll be curious in your votes tonight, Shorey, how you juggle it, because there were so many players that really came to the fore in important moments. I know Nick Daicos had the most disposals with 36 for Lamaros, and Josh Daicos had 30. But again, I don't think that they have the influence that they so often have on matches. But just hold your thoughts there, Shorey, because we're going to get down to the Hawthorn rooms. Jack, take us through the mood down there and who you got with us.
Well, it's a weird vibe, actually, down here. No one really knows what to do, but I'm in the Hawks rooms with Josh Ward. Josh, it's pretty strange to have that happen not just once, but twice.
Yeah, not really sure what to feel at the moment. It stings. I feel like obviously they could have won, but feel like we really had it in our hands as well, and not really sure how to feel.
It was a weird one for Dylan Moore to be in that spot twice. I mean, it was weird footy god stuff going on out there, but it did feel like you had the momentum. You gave it up a little bit. It was just swung back and forth all night. Yeah, that's exactly it. I back Morey, and so much faith in him to kick those. So just unlucky, and it's a game of momentum. We always talk about that, and we had it on occasion and then lost it. I feel like that was really the game, like being able to handle momentum. If we were able to do that a little bit better, like nip it in the bud before, they kick 3 goals in a row. We'll be reviewing that for sure.
Hey, Josh, Tony Shaw up here. Can you take us through the centre bounce and clearance-wise, what it meant to get the impetus in the game? Because I think once you got territory, both sides took a fair bit of control. Though Collingwood did it better in the first half, and you dominated the third quarter and half of the last quarter. So did it seem like that to you out there, that once the territory was gained, it was hard to sort of control the game?
Yeah, 100% territory was everything in this game. It was like so much of what we were talking about, and I'm guessing so much of what they were talking about as well. So we weren't able to handle it early. I think we were backfeeding too much and not taking ground, which I think put things in their favour, but then we were able to turn it around, and I think we did it well for a fair few patches of the game, but not well enough for long enough, and I think that's what cost us in part.
What about yourself? You had times with Nick Daicos, and look, Nick didn't have, he had 36 possessions, but we didn't think it was a game where he's dominated like he normally has, but you got off him a couple of times, or you were in the area of doing that by kicking those 2 goals, especially that great one from the centre square.
He's probably the best player in the comp. Like, he's the one, the message came out, he's the one that would win them the game, if anything. So, with a strong focus to, just have someone on him in the last few minutes, and, found myself on him a couple of times. He's just such a damaging player, the way he moves the ball and his skills. So, definitely we were trying to shut him down as much as we can, although still has 36, which is just, that's him, isn't it?
Josh, terrific game. You came out firing after halftime. What was the message, though, from Sam Mitchell?
It was really just around the ball. We were getting beaten as mids. Like our backs, I thought, were incredible tonight. Forwards, we're capitalising when the ball went in there, so really it was put on us mids to turn it around with our intensity around the ball. And I think in the third quarter we were able to do that. Definitely felt like we had momentum, and early in the fourth as well, but they were able to wrestle it back. And again, centre bounce is such a massive part of that.
Josh, can you believe that against the same team you've played out a draw twice in the one season? We can tell you that is the first time that has happened in VFL AFL history. The 2 teams have played out a draw twice in the 1 year. I mean, it's quite remarkable.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's all I can say about that.
And then you've got a trip to Perth next week. You've got the West Coast Eagles to finish off last game of the regular season next Sunday afternoon. What does the week ahead look like for you and the club, heading into a final series, but obviously a tough trip over to Perth to finish up?
Yeah, I feel like this is the final for us this week. Like, we need to win. I assume percentage is going to matter as well in the last round. So, our biggest game of the season. They're going to keep getting bigger. So it's all or nothing, really.
Josh, thank you for your time tonight. I can imagine it's a very weird feeling with the draw in the second time this year. We appreciate you putting yourself forward and having a chat.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Josh Ward joining us from the Hawthorn rooms, and quite a remarkable stat. We've been to the Hawthorn rooms. Let's head around to the Collingwood rooms. That's where we once again find Jackie Reid.
Thanks very much, Shane. And I'm in the Collingwood rooms with Josh Daicos. Josh, how nerve-wracking were the last couple of minutes then?
Exciting. Obviously we would love to have been a few goals up, but to come back, I think they're 3 goals up, and it's crazy that the game early in this season was so similar to this one, and we love it as players. I'm sure the Hawthorn players as well. It's gives you a little snippet of finals football and the pressures and the atmosphere. So I'm extremely proud of the boys today, even though we didn't get the outcome. We're building some really good habits against the team. That's going to be thereabouts this year.
I love that attitude, that it's exciting when it's starting to get real nerve-wracking.
Yeah, we love embracing as a team. I feel like it's a massive strength for us, and I feel like it's every player's dream out there to kind of have a moment in those last few seconds that helps your team win. And the boys on the line to get us that draw to keep that ball from crossing was massive. And like I said, I feel like our game's trending. Big win against West Coast last week with a younger team, and once again, I thought the younger boys were incredible. I think Will Hayes is going to be a star. Charlie West is unbelievable the way he competes. Sammy Swadlin, I could go through them all. So I think it's really exciting for the club that in these big games, the young boys are playing good footy.
Hey, Josh Shorey up here, mate. Unbelievable game like that, and I can hear it in your voice. It's an amazing thing, but just the way that it was played, like when they got forward of the contest, they sort of got, especially early in the first quarter and then the third quarter, a lot of that came from centre bounce clearances. And you just you weren't able to stop it. But once you stopped the run, I think you probably had a good look at what happened last week to them.
For sure, Shorey. It's, they love to run offensive. They've got some great runners, and obviously Nick Watson, he's an absolute freak. And, I thought for the large part tonight, we did a good job of it. Like you said, there were times where they got out the back and it's hard to catch them, and they almost have a massive outnumber. So, I still feel like as a team we gave ourselves plenty of opportunities and feel like we can hold our head high. I thought, when we were winning in the contest, I felt like, a lot of their numbers would get past the contest, anticipating they're going to win it, but we would win it, and that's when we had opportunities going back. So Mids did a great job, especially in that first half. You
mentioned Sam Swadling. I just love his disposal on both sides of his body, and of course you and Nick do that. Just you were born with that, mate. But could he be a chance? Where do you think he's going to end up playing? Because I think as a half-back, it might be a great thing to release you in the middle and even put you back to the wing where you had probably your best year as a Copeland Trophy winner.
For sure, he's I'm massive raps on Swatter. I think he's an unbelievable talent. I love his belief in his game. He's one that will make a mistake, and it will never deter him. Here he is right now. I love it. During the week we get to work with him. I love, I'll take him aside and we have a kick. And we both just love football so much and love holding a footy in our hands. And as soon as he kind of got to the club, I've really bonded with him. He's just an amazing person. Really close with his family, similar to me. And, I think he can play so many positions. I think his run off half-back's unbelievable right now. And that's what's really exciting as a team. I feel like we've got lots of players who can play multiple positions. Gussie Anderson's another, so it's super exciting.
Josh, terrific game. Even though it was a draw, obviously you can hear the positives, that you've got to tell in your voice as well, probably compared to the Hawthorn camp. But Craig McRae quite animated on the bench. Does probably most of his best coaching from down there. What were some of his messages in that, especially in that last quarter?
Yeah, to be honest, I think he does an unbelievable job of kind of letting us play. I feel like as a team we're at our best when, the coaching staff trust us. Obviously they'll give us some advice on structural things and we take that on board really well. But I feel like as players we can sense the moment when we need to take it on a little bit more. And I thought we did that really well. We're a bit more daring, I felt like, in that last quarter. And, we got some good goals from it. But he's unbelievable on the bench. He's obviously, he's so passionate. And I think, that energy for the boys, gives you a lot of energy running back onto the field.
Yeah, and I think your leadership as well on the field, I saw often, providing a lot. You've mentioned a lot of those young players coming through. Do you talk a lot about just being able to come in and play your role in that system?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love it when they, surpass just playing their role and they, they really impact and they back themselves. Like I love seeing Will Hayes pick it up one hand, snap on his opposite foot. That's incredible to be doing that. And yeah, I feel like we've had a next man mentality for years now. We've obviously had a few injuries lately, and like you said, those blokes come in knowing that they have a role to play. But I feel like their impact. I felt like Harvey Harrison. I could actually go through so many of the young boys, but that's how excited I am. And it's awesome.
Josh, this result essentially locks you into a wildcard game in a fortnight's time, and you've got a massive clash next Friday night against the Brisbane Lions, and you've got a storied history with them, as we all know. How will that affect how you prepare for the next week and obviously going into the final? Because you've got two massive clashes over the next fortnight coming up.
Yeah, it's a good question. I haven't given it too much thought, to be honest. I feel like it's at that point of the year where after a game, all you're thinking about is recovering, and the body can be pretty banged up. So that's where my mind's been at. But thinking about it now, we'll get a few boys back next week. Fingers crossed. Howie could be one, Braden Maynard, Harry Perryman, Paddy Lipinski. So we've got some big ins, and I think it's exciting as a group. Obviously, the wild card to be locked in for that's super exciting, and I think we'll relish the opportunity to play in for finals footy.
Is that the most important thing at the moment? Is focusing on that recovery, or is it getting those little tweaks right in your game?
Pretty much. I'm pretty exhausted right now. I really just want to go to bed. I feel like we play a lot of night games lately this year, and it's
past your bedtime.
Oh, I don't know. We struggle to sleep after these, especially when you got a game that goes down to the wire like that. But yeah, definitely during the week, we'll look for stuff we did really well tonight, and when we have more of an idea who we might be playing that wild card, we'll start scouting and looking for opportunities.
Don't worry, Josh, it's past Shorey's bedtime as well.
Yeah, thanks,
we'll let you go, mate. Congratulations on the game. Can't wait. Massive game Friday night against the Lions. All the best.
Thanks, boys. Love talking.
Good on you, Josh. Thank you so much. Josh Daicos.
He's good, isn't he?
I love it. It's time to go to bed.